Good morning, all of you. In this session, we are going to start with the 10th standard chemistry and physics, unit number 6, structure of an atom, where series number 8 is going to be discussed. Earlier, we completed various theories which based on the atomic structure and also advanced modifications, what are the requirements, everything got discussed in these previous sessions, and all detailed explanation available on the channel called World of Competitive Chemistry. Apart from this, we already completed unit number 1 to 5. All these detailed explanation available on the channel called World of Competitive Chemistry. And now we entered into series number 8, where we are going to discuss about various quantum numbers, their significant role in the atomic structure. So various atoms are going to be analyzed in terms of their quantum numbers. Let us discuss about today's concept. First, what is orbital? Just in the modern theory of atomic structure, that is a quantum mechanical model where orbit now replaced with the orbital. Orbital is nothing but it is an atomic theory. In an atomic theory, in order to determine the probability of finding the electron belongs to the atom, the specific region where the electrons are moving in the most probable way. What is the density of electron around the nucleus? That density, that electron cloud describes the orbital, right? So here, according to Bohr, he gave that, and even Bohr Sommerfeld also gave that elliptical orbitals and a regular path will be there, and this will be the exact path of electron where the electrons are revolving. But rather than this, electron cloud is generated instead of such a kind of particular path. So this electron cloud is the correct determination for the definition of this orbital, where the probability of finding the electron is maximum, that is said to be orbital. And when you take as orbital that having spherical one, and always orbitals are described in terms of three-dimensional geometry, x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis taken into the consideration in order to mention their geometry, right? So types of orbitals. Orbitals can be categorized into s orbital, p orbital, d, and f orbital will be there. So mostly four types of orbitals are found in the atom, right? So here, among all four orbitals, s orbital is said to be spherical in nature. It is in the sphere shaped one. And second is about p orbital, dumbbell shape will be imparted for this one. And d orbitals, how many? 5 d orbitals will be there. All are having double dumbbell shape. And f orbitals structure is very complicated to analyze. That's why they are said to be a complex structure, right? Here, clear description for sp-d orbitals are mentioned in this slide, where s orbitals are being spherical, one s orbital is a smaller in nature. As we are moving from one principal quantum number to another, like 1s to 2s, 2s to 3s, the size gradually increases, right? S orbital of 1 is having small sphere, 2s orbital having somewhat larger, and the 3s orbital having still larger size. When you move on to p orbitals are 3, px, py, pz. Px orbital is nothing but the dumbbell in the sense here two lobes are coincided and they are inclined in x-axis. Already we know all the orbitals are mentioned with respect to three-dimensional geometry. That means x coordinate, y coordinate, z coordinate taken into the consideration. So when px orbital was taken, it is inclined in the x-axis, and the py orbital, let us take py orbital, on the y-axis orbital is laying, and the pz orbital lobe is laying on the z-axis, right? So these are the three dumbbell-shaped p orbitals, px, py, and pz. Now move on to d orbital. D orbital is indicated as a double dumbbell, where two lobes in the sense 4 lobes are coinciding with each other. So here entire 4 d orbitals are mentioned, namely dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, and dz square. These are the names of d orbitals which are present in the three-dimensional representation. All d orbitals are regarded as a double dumbbell and oriented in between x, y, z coordinates in the three-dimensional way. F orbital, it is very complicated. That's why we are not indicating any structure for them, right? So here, the concept called the quantum numbers. These are the quantitative properties which used to measure, which used to mention some of the properties of given atom, right? So when electrons are present in the atom, so with respect to these quantum numbers, we can impart certain properties to them. So here, let us see how many quantum numbers will be there and what are their properties in our atomic structure. Each electron in an atom is described by the set of three numbers, namely N, called a principal quantum number, L denotes azimuthal or angular quantum number, ML is nothing but magnetic quantum number, and even S is also there, that is called a spin quantum number. And these parameters are said to be quantum numbers. These numbers indicate the probability of finding the electron in the space. In order to locate the electron in the space, the definition of these quantum numbers are very essential. Principal quantum number is denoted with N, whose values are laying between 1, 2, 3, 4 to infinity, right? Angular momentum quantum number, which also known as azimuthal quantum number, this is denoted with small l, and whose values are 0, 1, 2, 3. Always these values are related, are derived from principal quantum number and lays in the range of n minus 1. If n value is 1, L becomes 0. If n is 2, L becomes 1. That's why we are indicating the just adjacent position to that one, because always L values are n minus 1 only. Let us move on to third one, magnetic quantum number. This is denoted with ML. So here magnetic quantum number values always lays in the range of minus L, 0 to plus L values will be there. For example, if you have L value as 1, then M value will become minus 1, 0 and plus 1. If we have L value as 2, then M value will become minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. In this way, 5 values will be imparted for this magnetic quantum number, whose values lays between minus L, 0 and plus L. So that purely derived from L only. It is not self-existent, always derived from L values only, right? And the next is about spin quantum number. It is denoted with MS, right? So here the values of MS. MS is nothing but spin orientation of electron, either moving in clockwise or anti-clockwise rotation. If clockwise rotation is there, it is denoted with the plus half. Anti-clockwise rotation denoted with minus half. These are the various quantum numbers in general. And what are the abbreviation of them and in which way they are represented. All possible values of all these 4 quantum numbers are described in this table. Now let us move on to what is the information do the quantum numbers will provide. Why we have to study about this one. So what is the use of all these quantum numbers? So quantum numbers are very essential. So when you consider principal quantum number denoted with small n, which is very essential for describing size and energy of the orbital. If you consider 1s orbital, it will be a small sphere. When move on to 2s orbital, it will be somewhat larger sphere. 3s orbital still larger. So that purely depends upon the number of principal quantum number, right? And even if we are moving like 1s to 2s, 2s to 3s, even energy also increasing in the exponential way, right? So 1s to 2s orbital energy gradually increases, 2s to 3s also gradually increases. In this manner, as the principal quantum number value increases, size and energy of the orbital also increases. There is a direct proportionality. Okay, principal quantum number value increases, size of the orbital and energy of the orbital also raised. Next is about azimuthal, which also known as angular quantum number, denoted with small l. So always it used to give the 3-dimensional geometry of the orbital, whether it is spherical, dumbbell, double dumbbell. That information is provided by this azimuthal quantum number or angular quantum number. And the next magnetic number is a magnetic quantum number. So magnetic quantum number is nothing but denoted with small m, and it used to give the orientation of the orbital, whether orbital is laying in x-axis, y-axis or z-axis, in which orientation it have. That is given by the quantum number called a magnetic quantum number, denoted with small m. And next is about spin quantum number. The main purpose of this one will be a spin of the electron can be monitored, whether it is moving in clockwise rotation or anti-clockwise. Clockwise denoted with plus half, anti-clockwise is given by minus half of the spin quantum number value, right? So what does each quantum number signify? This is the data collected from Quora. Thank you. Principal quantum number denoted with n. So it defines the main shell. So in which shell electrons are residing, that information is provided by this principal quantum number with an electron belongs to. The values lays in the range of 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Azimuthal quantum number denoted with L, and it tells us about number of subshells present in that. So if only one s orbital is there, one subshell will be there. If you are move on to second shell, that means 2s and 2p. How many subshells will be there? One 2s orbital will be there, and 3p orbitals will be. In that way, number of subshells present in the orbital can be subshells present in the atom can be represented by azimuthal quantum number, and orbital to which the electron belongs, the value equals to 0 to n minus 1. So based on L value only, you can say which orbital it is, whether it is s orbital, p orbital, d, f, everything can be given by this azimuthal quantum number. If you are having L is equal to 0, you can say that is s orbital. L is equal to 1, p orbital. L is equal to 2, d orbital. L is equal to 3, f orbital. In that manner, you can define the orbital based on azimuthal quantum number only. And the next is about magnetic quantum number. It informs the level of degeneracy. How many degenerated orbitals are present in the shell? Those are given by magnetic quantum number denoted with small m, right? So if you go on to s orbital, only one orbital will be there. You can't say how many degenerated are there. Degeneracy is nothing but how many equal energy orbitals called a degeneracy. If you move on to p orbital, how many p orbitals will be there? P orbitals are 3, px, py, and pz. All three orbitals are having equal energy. That's why you can say all three p orbitals are called degenerated. If you move on to d orbitals, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these 5 d orbitals are equal energy, so that all 5 are called degenerated. In this way, magnetic quantum number will give the level of degeneracy present in the atom, and its values ranges from minus L, 0, and plus L values will be there. This is about magnetic quantum number. And next is about spin quantum number denoted with S. It results whether the electron in the orbital is spinning upward direction or downward direction. You may mention it as a clockwise rotation or anti-clockwise rotation as well. S have two values, plus half and minus half values. Plus half denotes upward spinning of electron. Minus half denotes a downward spinning of electron in the given subshell. And we are entering into actual concept of quantum numbers. So principal quantum number, so we have a detailed study about this one. It is denoted with small n. Principal quantum number related with the size and energy of the main shell. So it used to give the information about size and energy of the main shell. N values may be 1, 2, 3, 4. N increases, orbital becomes larger, and the electrons to those subshell are farther from the nucleus. As n value increases, orbitals are moving away from the nucleus, and the size and energy also gradually increases. So here n is equal to 1, 2, 3 are often represented with even k element also. N is equal to 1 shell, also called K shell, 2 called L shell, 3 called M shell, in this manner. So n values may be represented as 1, 2, 3, 4 or k element. So this is about principal quantum number. The main purpose is the size and energy of the orbital can be represented. And the second is about angular momentum quantum number. So it is denoted with small l. Values ranges from 0 to n minus 1. For each value of n, each L value represented as one subshell. Each value of L is related with the shape of particular subshell and a space around the nucleus. The value of L perpendicular to the subshell, and always L values are taken as 0, 1, 2, 3 like this, which corresponds to SPDF orbitals. We have a detailed discussion here. If n is equal to 1, this n denotes what? Principal quantum number. Then L value will become 0, because always L values are calculated as n minus 1, right? N value is 1, right? 1 minus 1, it will become 0. If L is equal to 0, the orbital is said to be spherical. That is called a S orbital. Even for n is equal to 2, you may have two values. That is L is equal to 0, L is equal to 1, right? Two values are possible. If L is equal to 0, again, you will get a spherical shape called a S orbital. L is equal to 1, it is called a p orbital. P orbital will be represented in a dumbbell shape, dumbbell geometry. And n is equal to 3. Principal quantum number n is equal to 3. You may have 3 different values. L is equal to 0, L is equal to 1, L is equal to 2. L is equal to 0 denotes what? A spherical one, and S orbital will be represented for this one. L is equal to 1 is a dumbbell one, and it is a p orbital. L is equal to 2 will be the double dumbbell, it denotes the d orbital. And n is equal to 4 values when taken, it will be 0, 1, 2, 3 values, and 0 s orbital, 1 dumbbell orbital p, 2 called double dumbbell d orbital, 3 complex shape f orbital will be there. So this is about the table which represents all the orbital and the corresponding geometry of all these. And the angular quantum moment number. So here the values and the type of orbital and their geometry is also mentioned here. If you are taking angular momentum value L is equal to 0, that denotes what? S orbital, and it will be spherical in nature. If L is equal to 1 is taken, that is denoted as a p orbital, it will be in a dumbbell shape. If L value is 2, that will be a d orbital, double dumbbell geometry will be imparted. L is equal to 3 when taken, it will be a f orbital with a complex geometry. We have the neither additional information with respect to this angular momentum quantum number. If you are taking n is equal to 2, for example, obviously L value will become 1. Then the orbital will become, so L value 1 means which orbital? P orbital. N value 2 means which principal quantum number? 2. So here the orbital will become 2p. If n value is 4, L value is 0. 0 denotes s orbital, and it is in fourth main shell. So the orbital become 4 s orbital. If n value is 5 and L value is 3, L value 3 denotes f orbital, and the main shell will be 5. So the orbital will become 5f. If principal quantum number is 3, azimuthal quantum number is 2. 2 denotes d orbital, and the main shell value is 3. So the orbital will be 3d. This is the additional information. Based on NL values where the orbital is located, you can easily find out, right? This is a conceptual based learning. And in continuation to angular momentum quantum number, we are discussing 4 quantum numbers. Among all, first one principal quantum number completed, we are continuing with the angular momentum quantum number. Where n is equal to 1 value was taken, L will become 0. When L is 0, that is said to be a 1s orbital. It is represented here. 1s orbital will be like this, spherical in nature. When n value is taken as 2, then L value may have a 0 and L value may have 1. 2 values are imparted for this azimuthal quantum number. L is equal to 0 is a s orbital, that is 2s orbital. And L is equal to 1 will be a 2p orbital, where how many values are there? 2px, 2py, and 2pz. So that for second principal quantum number, you may have how many orbitals? 1, 2, 3, 4 orbitals are there, 1s orbital, 3p orbitals are imparted. And again, it is a continuation of angular momentum quantum number only. What is the maximum value of L for n is equal to 4? If n is equal to 4 is given, the probable values are 0, 1, 2, 3. So how many values are possible again? 4 values are possible, right? So if it is 0, that will become 4s. If it is 1, that will become 4p. If it is 2, that will become 4d. And if it is 3, that will become 4f. So these are the probabilities in order to find out the type of orbital based on these quantum numbers. Let us move on to next one. How many values are there for n is equal to 4? L values for n is equal to 4. If n is equal to 4 was taken, angular momentum values are 1, 2, 3, 4. Just now we discussed 4 values are possible. Now we are moving into third quantum number called a magnetic quantum number denoted with ML. Magnetic quantum number denoted with ML. Magnetic quantum number as an integer values ranges from minus and 0 plus L, including 0, right? So when L value is considered, 2L plus 1 values will be there. And here m values will become minus L, 0 and plus L will be there. For example, if L is equal to 1, then magnetic momentum quantum number values become -1, 0, +1 values will be there. These values describe the orientation of the orbital. The main purpose of magnetic quantum number is in which direction orbitals are located. Orientation of the orbital in the space related to the orbital can be represented. L is equal to 0. 2L plus 1 value will become 1, and ML value also will become 0. Then the orbital is said to be 1 is. So here, how many degenerated shells will be there? Only 1. If L is equal to 1 was taken, 2L plus 1 formula can be employed. 2 into L value is 1, right? 2 into 1 plus 1, how many orbitals will be? 3 orbitals. All 3 orbitals having the values L is equal to 1. That's why magnetic quantum number values becomes -1, 0, +1. So all 3 orbitals are called p orbitals, said to be px, p by pz orbitals, which are laying in 3-dimensional way. And this is the magnetic quantum number values. When L value is taken as 0, S subshell will be there. Number of orbitals possible are only 1. Then M value also becomes 0, because L value 0, M value also 0, because the values ranges from -L to +L, including 0. Then 1. If L is equal to 1, the possible orbitals are 3 based on 2L plus 1 formula. 2 into 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, it will become 3. For these 3, how many values are possible? -1, 0, +1. So these 3 degenerated orbitals are possible. Always p orbitals are 3, -1, 0, +1 orientation. And L value is 2, that is denoted with D subshell, where 2L plus 1 formula can be employed. 2 into 2 plus 1, 4 plus 1, it will be 5. Total number of orbitals are 5. So the orbitals are 5, we know that. So dx, dy, dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, and dz square orbitals will be there. And the degeneracy can be represented. M values are represented as L is equal to 2, right? That's why we have to write -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. -L2 plus L, we wrote. Then L is equal to 3 when taken. Let us substitute in 2L plus 1 formula. 2 into 3 plus 1. 2 into 3 will be 6, plus 1, 7. So how many f orbitals will be there? 7 degenerated orbitals will be there. Then what are the M values? -L2 plus L, -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, +3. These are the values of magnetic quantum number. So in this manner, always M values will be calculated based on L values. If L value is known, then only M value can be derived, right? So we are applying for this different L values. L is equal to 0 when taken, that orbital is denoted with S orbital. And let us apply to L plus 1 formula. 2 into 0 plus 1, it will be only 1. Spherical S orbital will be there. L is equal to 1 taken. L is equal to 1 always. P orbital 2 into 1 plus 1, it will become 3. Px, Py, Pz orbitals will be there. This is the activity given to us, work to do. L is equal to 2 when taken, that is considered as D orbital. 2 into 2 plus 1, 4 plus 1, it will be 5. Double dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, and dz square orbitals will be there. L is equal to 3, f orbital it will be. 3 denotes f orbital. 2 into 3 plus 1, total 7 f orbitals will be there. It is very complicated to define, so that you can say complex. So this is about magnetic quantum number. In continuation to magnetic quantum number, do these 3 p orbitals have the same energy? Yes, because these 3 orbitals are present in the same subshell. All 3 orbitals are present in the same subshell and having equal energy are said to be degenerated in nature. The orbitals with the equal energy are called degenerated. The main reason to contain the equal energy is because of they are in the same shell, same subshell. So that's the reason why all 3 p orbitals are equal in energy. Now, the number of M values indicates the number of orbitals in the subshell with a particular L value. Orbitals in the subshell belongs to same shell possess the same energy. Those are called degenerated orbitals. Just now we discussed what is meant by degeneracy and degenerated orbitals. So same table is repeated again because the same question they are asking for, right? So here, how many subshells are there? Those many spin orientation, that means magnetic quantum number orientation values are provided to us. So here one value is there, that's why number of orbitals one only. Here how many values are there? M values 1, 2, 3 are there, that's why number of orbitals are 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 M values are given for d orbitals, so that d orbitals are 5. For f orbital, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 7 values are there, that's why f orbitals are 7. So based on the number of magnetic quantum number values, number of orbital value depends. So this is a relation represented in this table. Now, what are the dimensions of orbitals? Because the magnetic quantum number mainly gives the orientation of the orbital. They are represented in this manner. S orbital is a spherical, p orbital is a dumbbell, and they are inclined in their three-dimensional orientation: px, py, pz. And d orbitals, dxy, dyz, dzx orbitals, dx square minus y square, dz square orbitals will be there. And this is about the detailed representation of application of a principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, and the Venn magnetic quantum number, right? So if principal quantum number values are taken like this 1, 2, 3, 4, then L values for principal quantum number 1 will be 0 only. So if 0 is there, that will become 1s orbital. Then how many M values? If L is 0, M also always becomes a 0. How many subshells will be there? Only one. 1s orbital is only one orbital, right? How many orbitals are there in the subshell? Only one. Then if we are move on to second principal quantum number, the value of L will be 0, and that is denoted as 2s orbital. For 2s orbital, the value of M is also 0. Then number of orbitals possible are only 1. 2s orbital always only 1, right? So when you move on to L is equal to 1, that is denoted as 2p orbital. For 2p orbital, if L is equal to 1, M value will become +1, 0, -1. 3 values are there correspondingly. The number of subshells, the number of orbitals in the subshell are 3. Here 3 are there, and one more orbital, 2s and 2p orbitals are there. 2s 1 orbital, 2p 3 orbitals. Total possible orbitals are 4 in this. Total possible orbitals are 4. Then for principal quantum number 3, 0, 1, 2 L values are present. For 0 L value, 3s orbital. 3s orbital magnetic quantum number value also 0. Where how many orbitals are there? Only 1 orbital. Then L is equal to 1 denoted with 3p orbital, because being it is a third main shell, 3 is denoted. L is equal to 1 gives a p value, p orbital. 1, so +1, 0, -1 are the M values. So being 3 M values are there, equal number of orbitals are present in that subshell. When value of L will be 2, main shell value will be 3, it will become 3D. In 3D, so here how many? So being it is 2, +2 +1, 0, -1 -2. How many M values are there? 5. That's why how many orbitals we will have? 5. Then total orbitals, let us count in this third main shell. 5 + 3, 8, +1, 9. Total possible orbitals are 9 for this main shell. For fourth principal quantum number, 0, 1, 2, 3 values are provided. For 0, 4s. For 1, 4p. For 2, 4d. For 3, 4f orbitals will be there. L is equal to 0, M also 0. If M is 0, number of orbitals also 1. Because 1 value, 1 orbital. So 4p orbital, L is equal to 1. So magnetic quantum number values are +1, 0, -1. So 3 values M, so 3 orbitals are there. For L is equal to 2, the M values are +1, +2, 0, -1, -2. Total 5 orbitals. For third value, 4f, it will be +3, +2, +1, 0, -1, -2, -3. Total possible orbitals are 7. So how many orbitals in this main shell? 1 + 3, 4, 4 + 5, 9, 9 + 7, 16. Total possible orbitals in this fourth principal quantum number are 16. This is the entire relation between n, l, m values up to n is equal to 4. You can extend the table also. And each subshell holds a maximum of twice of its electrons. So each subshell holds twice of its electrons. Let us see how it is possible. If you are taking n is equal to 1, that denotes 1s orbital. And how many orbitals are there? Only one. One orbital will accommodate 2 electrons, right? Number of electrons accommodated are 2. For n is equal to 2 principal quantum number, the possible orbitals are 2s, 2p. 2s orbital, how many electrons? How many orbitals? 1. 2p orbitals are 3. Total possible orbitals are 4. If 4 orbitals are there, how many electrons you can accommodate? 8, because each orbital 2 electrons. In the same manner, for third one 18, fourth one 32, these are called a stable octet configuration, stable electronic configuration of noble gases. 2, 8, 18, 32. These are the electronic configurations of noble gases because completely filled shells. And this is the table collected from the textbook. Magnetic quantum number content only. The maximum number of electrons that can occupy the various subshells are given by the following table. S orbital will accommodate only 2 electrons, being orbital is only 1. P orbital are 3. They will accommodate maximum of 6 electrons. D orbitals are 5. They accommodate total 10 electrons. F orbitals are 7. They will occupy 14 electrons in their shell. So these are the maximum electrons can retained by these different orbitals. Now, last concept of this quantum numbers, spin quantum number. 3 quantum numbers n, l, m describe the size, shape, and the orientation of the orbitals respectively. And the spin quantum number gives the spin of the electron in the upward direction or downward direction. If it is moving in the clockwise rotation is denoted with +12, anti-clockwise rotation is denoted with -12. This is about the spin quantum number. Spinning electron direction will be represented. By this, we completed the series which corresponded to quantum numbers. Hope this session will be helpful for your preparation. Thank you very much for your consistent listening. Thank you, one and all.